Hey Eagle fans, I'm Ernie Harris, and we're back with another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm joined again with Ray County Golden Eagle head football coach Mark Pemberton. Coach's Corner is proudly sponsored by First Bank. Community banking gives you the win. We're the local team that cheers you on. Local bankers who know your name and celebrate you in all life's big wins. To experience the First Bank difference, visit 1525 Market Street in downtown Dayton or call 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, Coach, you're 4-0 now in the Region 4-5A. You had it sealed up with a win in Walker Valley, but you made it official Friday with your 46-0 win over the Howard Hustlin Tigers.
Yeah, that's a good win. Nice to go undefeated again in the region play. We've done that 2 years in a row, I think. So that's always nice to get a win, a home game win to boot. So obviously Howard was a little undermanned. They had a bunch of kids out. I don't know if it was injuries or something else, but our kids played really well, and happy to get out of there with a win, and the most important things with no injuries.
Right. Yeah, it was a good night all around. You had it sealed in the first half, 46-0 at the half, which ultimately was the final score, 46-0. You had 6 rushing TDs and 2 safeties in the first half, Coach, to put this one away early.
Yeah, the 2 safeties were odd. You know, usually you don't. Sometimes you don't see those in the whole year, but I think we had a punt over the head, and we snapped out the back of the end zone, and then a shotgun snap when we had them backed up, and it went out the end zone. So yeah, 2 good had good rushing totals. We had guys that if they'd have played in the second half would have really had big totals. But good night for us. Not perfect. We still made some mistakes, but I thought our kicking game was a lot better as far as that goes, and our return game off the kicking game. So we improved there. So that's what we're looking for, is improvement every week.
I do want to point out, I noticed something on the film and when it was live Friday night. It looked like on the second bad snap, it was the on their quarterback long snap, shotgun. Looked like Garrett Ramsey might have contained that before it left the end zone for a touchdown, but they ruled it a safety.
Yeah, we thought it was a touchdown on film. It looked like a touchdown, but that's the official's call. So he was standing right there. He had a better view of it than we did. So but it did look like on film that it was a touchdown.
Yeah, not to question the official too much, but I just really wanted to point out the hustle on Garrett Ramsey's part. He's done a really good job this year getting after it. Yeah,
our defense, I thought, played, and Garrett too played a lot better. Obviously the competition wasn't as good, but as long as we can keep improving, with that ultimate goal, get into the playoffs, then we're rolling right along if that's the case.
Recovered another fumble on defense was Bryce Dupree in the first half, getting after it from his free safety position, Coach.
Yeah, Bryce is starting to get more active from his free safety spot in recent games. He's made some interceptions, I think, and had some fumble recoveries and then on a bunch of tackles. So his play is continuing to improve, and we're going to need him to play well down the stretch.
Right. He's got a good frame, 6'2", 6'3".
Big safety. That's a big safety for us, and he runs really well too. I mean, he's got some speed. So happy to have him out here playing again, and looking forward to him. He's another one of our sophomores, so he's going to be with us for a couple more years.
Very nice. Early on, you mentioned something I was going to touch on. Jaden Pankey, once again, Coach, punt return man, kickoff return man. Your first score was negated because it was called back due to offsetting penalties. He returned it 42 yards for a touchdown, punt return, very nice return, but, offsetting penalties that made him re-kick.
Yeah, he had a really good night returning kicks. If we just hadn't had penalties on 1 or 2 of them. But he had a big night returning punts. If you can get him in the open field, he's going to make some plays. So he's got really good vision when he's running kickoffs and punts back. So yeah, he made some really good plays. He set us up one time on a punt return for an easy score. So So good night for him returning kicks.
Yeah, he had 2 more that went for 40 yards. I think the one you're talking about set up a nice score, and another one for 31 yards. So good night on his part. Getting her on the board early, Ethan Davis, I do want to point out, he scored 4 touchdowns, Coach, in the first half, 85 yards on about 10 touches.
Yeah, you don't notice Ethan's yardage and scores. I mean, he's just so steady and so smooth the way he does things. It's it's deceiving at times, but just like the week before, he had 144 yards against Elizabeth, and you would have never guessed that. No. But he just racks yardage up and touchdowns. So really proud of his play. Plus, he's improved tremendously with his blocking. He's blocking really well, and really pleased with where he's at right now.
Yeah, I did want to point out last week during the show, you mentioned the same statement about him. You don't notice it. Yeah. But as I was totaling up on stats, it was 5 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, carry, 8, and he had 28 carries, which, by the way, he was the first bank player of the week for the Elizabethton game last week. Well-deserved. But he had a big run. The very next play, you had another touchdown negated due to a penalty, which was questionable, but still. Caleb Martin had a nice pass to Drew Fisher in the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown pass. Good grab by Drew, but called back. The very next play, Ethan goes 25 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it was a counter play maybe that he scored on from, what do you say, 35? Is that what
25.
25, you know.
Yeah.
So he made 3 or 4 guys miss on the way. So a nice run by Ethan.
Another nice run. Caleb Martin had a nice run in the first half, 35-yarders. I want to say he reverse field coach about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that's
a remarkable run.
That's a play we run off the counter. That's not exactly how we drew it up.
Right.
But we run it off the counter where he keeps it, and he was clogged up on one side, reversed his field, and then reversed it again. And again, if he ever gets in the open field, they're not going to catch him. And he made a good run, and once he clears people and gets by them, then he's going to get to the end zone.
Yeah, it was a nice run indeed, making people miss, finding the lanes, and then cutting back. Ethan's other touchdowns were short runs, as well as Caleb. I believe Caleb was the other touchdown.
He had 2, and I think Ethan 4, and
2 safeties.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 46 points. That paved the way, Coach, for your younger players to get in the second half. You threw them in early in the third quarter. They got a lot of reps.
Always great to get the young guys in, because a lot of those guys will be the guys we depend on the next year. So, especially in the lineman category. So we want to try to get our young players in to get them some actual game reps in a varsity game. Now, they get it in JV games, but there's nothing like being out there in a varsity game with a crowd and getting them reps that way. So we tried to get all those young guys in to get them some reps, and we didn't play perfect with them, but I thought they did some really good things.
Right.
We created some turnovers, or a turnover or 2 on defense with those young guys. So pleased with their effort. They always play hard.
Well, what I pointed out in my game story for the Wednesday edition, they preserved the shutout. Several plays, turnovers. Alexander Yeager come up with an interception. Dawson Michael come up with a fumble recovery. And what I thought was really crucial, Jackson Reed come from DB position, made a tackle at the 2-yard line. I think it was a touchdown-saving tackle.
It was from the free safety spot. He was at free safety, I think.
Free safety.
A guy broke through the line of scrimmage. He got him tackled and made him go back to the huddle, and then we end up stopping them. They don't score on it. So I believe we got a turnover. So maybe the next player of the play after that. So anytime you can make them go back to huddle, you got a chance. So he did a really good job with that. Yeager had a heck of an interception, and Dawson Michael had a fumble recovery to stop another drive. So happy with those guys. They went in and did their job, and hopefully they can keep improving in the weight room and on the field and in our JV games.
Very nice. Speaking of linemen, you mentioned linemen. Rahul Patel, player of the week for the Howard game. I haven't noticed him playing too much on defense, Coach.
Well,
the other night.
The original plan was for him to help us on defense early, but he rolled an ankle early in the season, and we just sort of nursed it along because we had to have him on offense. And now he's gotten healthy again, and he's going to be a major factor, we hope, down the stretch defensively. Yeah. He's a big, strong kid that runs really well. Good with his technique, so he's going to definitely help us up front on both sides of the ball. Hopefully, going into the playoffs.
Well, he definitely had a good game, obviously, to warrant the Player of the Week honors. Congratulations to Rahul and Ethan Davis for their Player of the Week performances the last 2 weeks. Any other takeaways from this game, Coach, coming out? Preparing for next week?
Well, like I said, we got out of it without any injuries, which was huge. We did have Lemons playing with a big cast on his arm. I think that's, he's going to have to play with a little bit of pain, I think. But he's a pretty tough-minded kid. He'll be fine there. But other than that, I think we got out of it pretty good. And we got to be ready to go this week because we got a really big game against Bradley Central coming up. So we got to have all hands on deck.
Sounds good. We'll talk about the Bradley Central game coming up after this brief message from our sponsor, First Bank.
Community makes us stronger together. How strong? Together, we can lift our whole community, pull our entire town through, break down walls, pave a way for change, even move mountains. Get the strong advantage of a community bank. At First Bank, giving back carries a lot of weight. No wonder local banking gives you more pull. First Bank, community strong.
Well, Coach, Bradley Central, they're 8-0 this year, looking good. They squeezed by Farragut, and looks like a really good game, 31-28 this past Friday. The last 6 meetings with you guys since 2009, they've owned the series 6-0. But since you played them, you were a coach. 2017, 2018. 2018 was a barn burner, you said. It was a 7-point loss, close game. 2017, 21-7 in favor of Bradley. But what can you say about Bradley this year?
Well, going back to those games, I think it was 14-7 late in the fourth quarter over at Bradley. Wow. And then we were up by 21 against them the second time we played them and couldn't hang on to the lead. But really good football team, well coached this year. They're sitting at 8-0. They're ranked number 5 in the state in 6A. Throw the ball really well. Like to run the football more than a lot of the spread teams do. So defensively, they're very aggressive. Get after the ball, and got our hands full. Going to have to go over there and play well. Scores have been comparable to we've got some common opponents. They beat Walker Valley 24-10.
Okay.
They beat Ottawa about the same scores we beat them. So I really think it's an even match game.
Right.
It'll be determined by turnovers and penalties. Yep. I think it'll come down to. So we got to have, like I said earlier, got to have all hands on deck. We got to be ready to play, even though it's not a region game or a playoff game. It's still an important game. You want to, you practice to win them all. So this is one of those that you got to get your juices flowing, and it's sort of like, we tell them it's sort of like a playoff game. We want to treat it like one. Let's get ready to play mentally and physically, and hopefully our guys are looking forward to it, and we hope we can break that string.
Very nice. Yeah, a long history with Bradley Central. As of course, a lot of Ray County fans, like you've referred to them, they call them Bradley County. I mean, it's been like that since 1974. A lot of history there. Big rival game as well. Ray County goes into this game 6-2. Of course, you're 4-0 in the region, as we pointed out earlier. But like you said, it's week 9. You're prepping for the playoffs. I mean, a playoff atmosphere.
Well, yeah, we are. The thing we're doing is trying to improve every week and try to get to the point where when we start that first playoff game, we've got where we need to be. Now, we've done a great job in the weight room with our strength program. Yep. We're stronger than we were at the start of the year. we've been improving as the weeks go on. So, and that's sort of our MO. We got to win the line of scrimmage. So, proud of us in that category. I think we've got better on the field as we've gone. We still got to cut penalties out. We still had about 8 last week. Didn't have any personal fouls, but we still had about 8 penalties last week, and I don't think we turned it over any. So we hadn't really turned it over a whole lot this year, knock on wood.
Yeah,
but we're going to have to play a penalty-free, turnover-free game this coming Friday.
And it's over at Bradley Central. Kickoff, it's changed. It's 7 p.m. this Friday.
7 o'clock,
I got the notification yesterday from Rhea County High School Athletic Director Jeremy Fitzgerald. So 7 p.m. kickoff at Bradley Central. Any more thoughts about Bradley Central Bears this year?
Well, let's get a big crowd over. It's not far to go. Let's get a big group of fans over there and support these players because they deserve it. They've worked their tails off to represent this community and this school. So everybody get out and support them.
It should be a good crowd, good weather again. Well, I want to thank the fans for watching and following along with us on Coach's Corner. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news, follow the Herald News on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell for new videos each week. Thank you to our sponsor, First Bank, for your support of Coach's Corner and our community. If you're looking for a bank that cares about the community, they are located at 1525 Market Street in Dayton, or give them a call at 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, thank you, Coach. Any last thoughts for heading into the Friday's game?
No, other than we appreciate certainly what y'all are doing for high school football here in the county and doing our coaches show and stuff. And I know it gives fans a little more insight to how things are going and what to expect. So we certainly appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for watching Coach's Corner. We'll see you next week.